Hi, I'm MMA Loser and I'm back with another video. And before I start the video, I would request you guys to watch this video at 2 times the speed so that it saves some of your time and you can enjoy it in a better way. Now, this video is a follow-up to my previous video where I talked about Sergei Pavlovich fighting against Curtis Blaydes for for a crack at the title. And my assumptions in that video was that Curtis Blades would take the fight to the ground and ground and pound his way either by decision or finish the fight on the ground, but I was completely wrong. Sergei Pavlovich destroyed Curtis Blades. Now, Curtis Blades is, I feel he's one of those fighters who can never really become a champion. He always comes up short when it comes to this number one contender fights, when it comes to this fights where the next title challenger will be decided. He has lost to Francis Ngannou, Derek Lewis, and now to Sergei Pavlovich in the same way, in the same manner. He he gets caught and he gets finished in the very first round. I think with Derek Lewis, it was probably in the second or third round. I don't exactly remember, but with Sergey, it was in the very first round. 3 minutes, 3 minutes 6 seconds of the very first round. Curtis Blaze gets dropped, and of course, after that, a few punches were landed when he was on the ground. And yes, Mark Goddard stopped the fight. Now, I don't know what's uh, next for Curtis Blades, but Sergey Pavlovich, he has cemented his number one uh, position for the next title challenge. So, depending on the fight between Stipe Miocic and John Jones, probably Sergey will fight the winner of that fight. And I can be wrong, and but I think John Jones defeats Stipe Miocic in a really, really easy fashion. So, will John Jones have problems against Sergey Pavlovich? I don't know because Curtis Blaze did try to take Sergey down, but Sergey neutralized his takedown attempt, which was probably only one attempt. Then, of course, he got caught. I think it was a right hand, a twisted right hand that Sergey used to uh, hurt Blades. It was a twisted right hand. It was not a right jab, right cross. It was a weird right hand. It was like a traditional punch, traditional karate punch. But whatever, Sergey Pavlovich just proved me wrong, and he proved a lot. I think a lot of us kind of expected, right? A lot of you expected. Even I said in my video that Sergey Pavlovich definitely has a puncher chance. And in the heavyweight division, one punch is all it takes to knock your opponent down. And Sergey just found that opportunity, that right moment, and he capitalized on that. And in the fight, of course, Blades also had some good moments. Blades was landing a few jabs. He landed probably one or two leg kicks, but he did not utilize his best uh, weapon, which was his takedowns, which were his takedowns and his trips and his wrestling, basically, his ground and pound. He did not use none of that. So he ended up losing this fight. And I don't know. I don't think he's going to get another. I mean, then again, this is the heavyweight division. Who else is there? So he, even after losing this fight, he might get a crack at the title. Who knows? But I think John Jones has hinted at his retirement after his fight with Stipe Miocic. John Jones is probably going to retire from UFC. So I don't know who they're going to do. I think after this fight, Sergey is definitely the number one contender. He has knocked out Derek Lewis, Curtis Blades, Taito Ivasa, and who else? There is literally nobody else to fight against Sergey Pavlovich. Maybe Cyril Gane and uh, Tom Espinel are there, but Cyril Gane, if John Jones retains his title, I don't think they're going to give it to Cyril Gane. And after his last performance, I don't think Cyril Gane is going to get a lot of favoring from the UFC, or he's going to get considered for the title challenge fight or title fight next, because he did not do he did really bad against John Jones. Now, can Sergey Pavlovich defeat John Jones? It's a tough sell. I don't think he can do it that easily, but he always has a puncher chance. And Sergey Pavlovich will definitely be the most powerful puncher that John Jones has ever fought. So, and again, I mean, there is one thing that you cannot train for, you cannot achieve by hard work, that is raw power in your hands. You can get good wrestling by practicing and by training from a really early age. You can become a really good boxer with technique from a really early age. You can be really great at jiu-jitsu if you practice from a really early age and you just if that is your base, but you cannot really train your power. Francis Ngannou was born with that power. Mark Hunt was born with that power. Sergey Pavlovich is born with this power. You cannot really train for this. Derek Lewis, you're just born with this power in your hands. Deontay Wilder is another example of that. It's not exactly that they are the most technical fighters in their respective sports, but they are really, really blessed with that right hand, in some cases, the left hand. And it's just that enormous power that they deliver in their punches that dismantles their opponent. There are some fighters in the lighter weight classes as well who are, you know, who are born with this power. But in heavyweight division, that is really, I think, that really seals the deal, because Francis Ngannou has never really been hurt. He was, of course, Stipe Miocic hurt him in their first fight. He took him down. But apart from that, Francis Ngannou was never really in trouble in any of the other fights, and he used to take people out just by a touch. And yes, and I don't know why Curtis Blaydes was not really trying to attempt for takedowns. Maybe he knew that if he tried to go for takedowns, uh, Pavlovich will try to land that uppercut. And of course, Pavlovich landed a few uppercuts, like in this picture, as you can see. So, and he was really accurate as well. Pavlovich is a problem at heavyweight. I mean, Pavlovich is probably the only problem with at heavyweight. There are not really that many fighters in heavyweight. With Francis gone, the heavyweight division does not look really that interesting. If John Jones decides, he can probably keep beating these guys for a long time. But yes, he will probably retire. Again, a lot of probabilities, because John Jones has hinted at his retirement after his fight with Stipe, as I've said before. So let me just take a look at who's going to. What is the heavyweight division like right now? Let me just take a look. Okay. John Jones is the champion. Cyril Gane is number one. Stipe Miocic is number two. Sergey was number three. Now probably he will be ranked number one after defeating Curtis Blaydes at number four. Tom Aspinall is at number five. Tom Aspinall had a really bad injury against Curtis Blaydes in his previous fight. So Tom Aspinall might get a fight with Sergey or somebody. To be honest, I don't know. Tom should just fight people from like Tom should fight against, I don't know, Cyril Gane or Taito Ivasa or Alexander Volkov or Sergey Spivak or some of those guys. He should not get a direct fight with Sergey Pavlovich, because Pavlovich probably will knock him out after this. He definitely has the confidence right now. So I don't know. I think Pavlovich is the only guy who has the credential, or who right now has the uh, record to call for a title fight. And I think he has already called for a title fight. So let's just wait and see what happens between John Jones and Stipe Miocic, if that ever happens. In that fight, Stipe Miocic is, I don't think he's going to do well, considering his the time that he has taken off. And again, I can be wrong. I don't mind being wrong. Like I was wrong in that video where I talked about Pavlovich and Curtis Blades. Having said that, do write me in the comments what you thought about Pavlovich's performance. In my opinion, it was pretty much flawless. And what's next for him? And if you enjoyed the video, then drop a like, and please share the video, and please subscribe to my channel. I have really few subscribers. I need a few subscribers. Congratulations, Sergei Pavlovich. Adios.